What do you think is the key for somebody to be successful, like right out of the gate? What are some of the things that you emphasize that they really need to do to start getting clients?
In the beginning, I always say, follow the protocol, go by the BU guidelines,
Hmm.
learn how it works. 6 months, 9 months later, absolutely make little tweaks here and there, but go by the book, follow the protocol. Remember that ultimately, at the end, it's about brand experience. It's not about sales.
Yeah.
It's about brand experience. Build that story, make it so enticing for these people to be able to come to BU and really say, you know what, I love that esthetician Ramnit. I really, she changed my life and she's done this for me. Because when you have that reputation, that's above anything. You won.
Absolutely. Irina, how do you break out territories? If I opened an office, how big of a territory do I generally have? That's
We protect you with 3 mile radius.
Mhm.
Some franchise partners feel comfortable with 5 mile radius. That's fine too. You have to, per clinic, I would say you have to have a population of 150,000 people.
Okay. And is demographically speaking, does household income play a role, or how significant does it play a role in your territories?
Frank, good question, because I would say it's a mixed. What is BU? Who is a BU customer? BU
Hmm.
customer, it's hard to tell. Barclays Center is a totally mixed crowd. Upper East
True.
Side is a different type of crowd. It's a Fifth Avenue, Lexington Avenue crowd.
Right.
Oceanside, Long Beach is a older crowd who's got, a little bougie crowd.
Mhm.
Uh, Williamsburg is totally different. Youngsters, very. So again, the medium income, we look at it. I like to be somewhere in the mid range. I want the brand to resonate very well with average income and high-end income and maybe mid-range. Why I say that? Because different treatments cater to different types of clients.
Yeah.
Body treatments and sexual wellness will cater to the higher income crowd who can afford that extra residual income.
Right.
Laser and certain skin treatments will cater to a client who can't afford it, but they have care credit, and we partner up with 5, 6 different finance plan partners that they can use to for the purchase. So again, it depends on the territory, it depends on the zip code, but I like the mixed crowd.
Yeah. Irene, I can't overstate how impressive this is that you've mastered this in territories that don't look alike at all. And as an emerging franchise, that is impressive. And I think for folks that are looking to invest in one of your franchise locations that maybe are new to franchising, they don't realize how significant that is.
I agree. I think making sure I try to make sure that the brand is it calls out diversity. The brand is there to cater to all. It also has I've mentioned that, like, number three. It has three different models for three different operators. It has three different revenue streams. We have a BU Laser clients that come to us. That's a
Hmm.
first revenue stream. Second revenue stream is e-commerce. And third revenue stream is in our head office. We have a virtual clinic. After COVID, I think that's a big one for us. Again, what it does is it caters to, if let's say nobody showed up at the clinic and it's a $0 sales a day, at least you have e-commerce sales. At least you have virtual clinic. There's ways to look at. We've tried to analyze this business in so many different ways to make sure there's a win-win situation.
All right, Irina, I'm always curious for folks that are in franchising. Have they had any big surprises, or what's been your biggest surprise since you've been in the industry?
I think the biggest surprise is having the perception of, I'm not a doctor, but how am I going to open this?
Oh.
I'm not a nurse. What do I know? I'm not a female. I'm a male. I don't know any of this. So I think that perception needs to go. You don't need to be a doctor unless you're in Cali or Jersey or Baltimore. You don't need to be a doctor. You don't need to be a nurse. You don't need to be a female. You can run this business. You'd be surprised. Actually, what I wanted to mention earlier is that also the trends, when laser hair is no longer as popular, we've built a system with 43 different types of treatments. When you lose a bit of revenue as a franchise partner in laser hair because it's oversaturated in today's industry, you can still win in the skin, body, or injections business. I would also say that when I opened up this brand, when I launched it 4 years ago, 70% of my, actually 80% of my business were female clients.
Hmm.
Right now, 45% of my business are men. So you don't have to be a female to run this business. You can be a
Wow.
guy to run a profitable aesthetics industry as long as you understand the model
Hmm.
and you attend the trainings and you believe in the brand.
Yeah. Okay. If I was a potential franchisee, one of the things that I would be curious about, I'm sure you get this all the time, is the potential risk of liability. So can you maybe give me some peace of mind as a potential franchise owner on what risk do I have as a franchisee being in the medical field? And
Our consent forms, our documentation is so strong and tight. We have an in-house customized system that we've built that a client cannot walk past front desk without signing all these different
Mhm.
documentation. So, I'm a mother of three. I sleep peacefully on my pillow, knowing we've covered it all. I haven't had a lawsuit, thank God. I'm gonna knock on the wood. So I think peace of mind is follow the protocol.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
keep
That's
going back to that.
absolutely, that's critical. All right, Irena, what is your long-term vision for the company?
Definitely a 3-year plan is we're going to be somewhere at 25 locations, 5-year plan. We'll continue to grow. We'll see where this takes us. I have a passion for aesthetics. I have a passion for numbers and people. And as long as we have trust from our franchise partners, we should continue to excel. It's
You have
BU.
potential.
Yeah, BU
You,
and own it.
you have potential for a whole lot of locations around the U.S. Have you maybe done a little mapping a little bit and see how many could fit in the country?
Yeah. Yeah, we've done it. I just want to, again, I really want to focus on having a great partners. It's
Yeah,
easy to terminate or to end the contract. I haven't had a failing location yet. It's easy to do all of that, but it's
sure.
their money, and 450,000 in today's day is not small money. So I
No.
want to make sure it feels right. It's the right decision from both sides.
Yeah. Irene, is this a legacy business for you? Or do you see yourself doing this only for so long and kind of moving on? What do you think?
You know what, Frank? In today's day after COVID, what we've learned, we have to live with today's day. So
Yes.
let's see how it goes. Let's see how we will continue to excel. Who knows what's going to happen in a few years? We'll see it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, Irena, okay. Again, going back to as a potential franchisee with all the choices out there, what would you say is maybe the most compelling reason why somebody should consider being a partner, a franchise partner in your brand?
I think because we're an emerging brand, there's a lot of flexibility.
Hmm.
I'm not going to go and say we're giving the brand away, but there's flexibility with construction. There's flexibility with zip codes, with how a lot of flexibility on certain things that we offer. Again, it's a partnership. I don't consider franchisor to franchisee relationship. I always say these are my partners. Another thing I would say is looking at the brand, it's very versatile who it targets and the streamline of revenues that it offers.
Yeah.
And if you can find a brand that continues to be innovative and a trend and not invest a lot in the equipment and really be strong in marketing and market driven and analytics driven, then you've nailed it. You've done it. You take that brand and partner up with it.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fiume, or Emerging Franchise Group, LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its host do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.